flower friends. I am coming to you from the Good Garden, formerly known as Hen's Honey and Horticulture last year. Last year on our channel, we tried to give a monthly farm tour. I believe we stopped around August, so a lot has changed on our farm since then. We completed our metal barn garage. My parents built an in-law suite, an addition on our home. We got our driveway paved. The farm has had a ton of change, but we're gonna get to what you're here for, the flowers. It is April 28th, 2026 today. I am taking you out to the peony field. All right, here we have our 6 rows of mature peonies. I'm gonna try to remember them all. Don't hate me for butchering the name. Duchess de Nemours, Shirley Temple, Myrtle Gentry, Sarah Bernhardt, Alexander Fleming, and Carl Rosenfeld, Dr. Alexander Fleming. All right, so last year, I believe our records show that we took our first cuttings of Duchess, which is our earliest variety, around April 30th. This one is so close. In fact, I probably could cut it. It's got a little bounce to it. We harvest all stems at the puffy marshmallow stage. These ones look like they came up today and started to open, so I'm gonna go grab my snips after this video. In the comments below, list your #1 most hated weed. Poke weed in my garden. That is my nemesis, and I know I need to get a hoary knife out to start busting up the crown of those, but all I do is constantly walk through my garden, smushing them, trying to get rid of them. And of course, it just sends hundreds more up. So our Duchess are looking really good. We also have Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple is such a heavy producer in our fields, in our garden. We just get tons and tons of blooms. This year we did experience, this is their 5th season blooming. And this year we did experience a little bit of earwig damage. I'm trying to see if I can find a bud. That one doesn't show it well, but they like drilled and hollowed out some of our buds. So I read somewhere that if you put shallow containers of soy sauce and vegetable oil, like a 50-50 ratio down, it acts as a good trap for them. So let me know in the comments below if you have dealt with earwig damage and how you resolve those issues. We've also had a ton of black snakes in our garden this year. Can't complain because they are good guys, but I am not a fan of snakes. Let's see, Myrtle Gentry. I don't see this variety offered a lot of places. The bushes are beautiful and square and bushy, but I don't tend to get a lot of buds. I think we only have like 7 healthy plants. This one has no buds on it this year. Wild to me. No buds, no buds, no buds. 1. But when these bloom, holy smokes, they might be my favorite in the garden. We have not invested in any more of them though, just because they have not been heavy producers. I may dig these up in the fall and try them in a new location to see how they do. This one's itty bitty. All right, next variety, Sarah Bernhardt, everyone's favorite, a big bubblegum pink flower. This one also produces tons and tons of stems. Look at this plant in comparison to me. It is so tall. And it just produces so many stems. I mean, I can go down plant after plant and just show you 30+ stems on these. Next, we have Dr. Alexander Fleming, another beautiful, it looks like Sarah Bernhardt right now, but when it blooms, it's a cross between like a real magenta color and that bubblegum pink. You can't tell from these buds, but just gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this. Pokeweed. There's a special place for pokeweed. And then our last variety, Carl Rosenfeld, this deep magenta. When it It looks so small. The buds are so small compared to our other flowers, but when they open up, they are just showstoppers. Currently, this is our raspberry patch. It started greening up a little. It always gets out of hand. I definitely need a better solution, but the raspberries are always such an afterthought come this time of year. I'm gonna take you over to the right side of the garden. Last year, these 3 beds were completely under tarp. We spread compost and then we just covered them up and let them cook for an additional year. When we took the tarp off, look at these rows. And Mother Nature has not done a thing about it yet. They are beautiful, beaten dirt paths. I could not be happier. We have snapdragons growing in here, cosmos, zinnias. What else do we have? I don't know, we have a couple of varieties, and I keep going back, and things that don't take in the dirt, I'm like replanting. So we're gonna have a little bit of a mix there. Feverfew, we got a lot of really beautiful stuff going in the ground. We get our compost delivered from our county, and I will say that it has been a little barky this last year. Less soil, more bark. So I think some of the little young seedlings are having a hard time taking, and we're having to reseed because there's just not enough soil contact. So we might bring in a different mix next year and see how it goes. Last year we had all of our sunflowers planted out here. Other cut flowers were over here, and we decided to move that far tarp over here to start breaking this down. We'll plant like our celosia and our sunflowers and our heat-loving stuff, some basil out into this field. And then probably slide that tarp over this way, get this cooking under the heat, under the black tarp, and just kind of keep the rotation going. All right, now I'm going to take you to our back field, which is new as of last fall. You may have seen on some of our social media. This used to be my husband's hunting field, kind of off limits to the kids and the dogs. I think we put in about 650 peony plants last fall. We tilled up the back field, just a small spot that we were gonna use, amended the soil a little bit, came and laid some landscape fabric, and then burned holes. And then we bought a gas-powered auger. First we tried like a drill auger, and it was not strong enough. Then we borrowed the neighbor's tractor that has an auger attachment on it, and it like ripped and tore up the tarp. So we went ahead and bought a gas-powered auger, and bless his soul, oh my gosh, I see a pink bloom. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh, you guys are lucky. You're seeing it first here live. He dug all of these holes for me. And then we went ahead and planted. I will say, out of the, I think it's like 650 plants back here, I went and counted only 6 did not take, and they could have been user error. So I think that is, it's been an amazing success back here. Even though we use fabric, I already see weeds coming through, so we will have some weeding to do, but it won't be as intense as the fabric-free garden. But I'm gonna flip, oh yeah. Check that view, y'all. This is spring in Virginia. 650 year 1 peony plants. So several weeks ago, I walked through and I came and disbudded, there's a lot of ants on this one. I came and disbudded all of the peony plants. All right, I got that one off. And I see I probably should have done another walkthrough because some of them have formed new buds. And the reason we do that to year 1 plants is because we want the leaves on the plant to get all the energy from the sun and send that energy down to the roots to establish that root system and make mature plants. We don't want the plant exerting energy and making just 1 or 2 blooms. The thought behind that is by going through, and it can be gut-wrenching for some. For me, I enjoyed doing it, and I instilled the help from my 3 and 5-year-old too. We just go out and pop off all those buds, but they're gonna be worth the wait. So that's how we do it on our farm. I've seen other flower farmers not do that. They say, hey, I invested in these and I'm gonna start cutting from them now. I've also heard that if you disbud them the first year, they will grow bigger faster, which ultimately is our end goal. Peonies are an investment flower. They're not like a cash crop that you're just gonna hit year 1 with. But since we're back here, I wanna show you this beautiful little surprise. Actually, it's not so little, it looks huge. Oh my goodness. I don't want to give away the surprise. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, is this a coral sunset? Oh my goodness. We don't grow any corals yet. The ones I bought in the fall, that's the first time I've ever purchased a coral. I have white, pink, and magenta, but this, I have never seen this color on our farm. It is stunning. Just give you a moment. Wow. Happy mistake missing, disbudding you, my little friend. Happy mistake. Look, and all that weed. This comes out pretty easy. For now. I say that because it just rained. I'm actually quite surprised to see so many weeds in between the seams. I don't know why I'm surprised. I am. I shouldn't be. It's never that easy, right? It's always something. I mean, look. Look. Gobs and gobs. But I can't complain. That came out so easily. Not bad. All right, guys. So this is what 650 year 1 peonies look like in the field. All have been disbudded. Making a liar out of myself. I need more. All have been disbudded. So you won't be seeing the big blooms back here in this field this year, but next year it's coming for you. You will start to see, we'll take a light cutting year 2, sell those stems down at the stand, and then year 3 it's on. All right, so lastly, I am going to take you guys down to our flower stand and show you the official update that we did. We changed our name from Hens, Honey, and Horticulture, which had been our name since 2017, when we first started growing vegetables and flowers, to The Good Garden. When we first started out, we had a dozen chickens, 2 beehives, and a love for growing plants. We had a full veggie garden, and that's when I started with a couple different flower varieties. And over the years, we said goodbye to our chickens, we said goodbye to our bees, we had goats in there that we said goodbye to, and we started focusing solely on flowers. Hens, Honey, and Horticulture is such a mouthful to say. I really wanted something more simple and classic, and came up with a Good Garden, and it just stuck. So that's us. We've been navigating a little bit of a new brand change, and along with that, we painted and remodeled our farm stand. So that's the roots behind our names and the change. As you all probably remember, last spring, Ben built my flower stand down at the road, and it was just pressure treated wood. It was really wet. I was unable to stain it last year because it needed that time to dry out. And I don't know, I kept going back and forth with colors, but once we figured out the name, The Good Garden, I was like, I want it to be this marigold, warm honey, yellow. And I think that's how it turned out. It's kind of like butter too. I like it. And now that it's yellow, it just feels like it's always been yellow. So I'm really excited to share it with you all. I spruced it up a little, gave it some Abbey flair, and I am just itching to fill it with peonies this spring. It's about a half a mile jot down to the flower stand, so you guys get to hear me chat for a little bit. Virginia has had such a strange spring these last couple weeks. Earlier you heard me mention that our first bouquet, I believe, was gathered and sold on April 30th. Of last year. We were hot and heavy through Mother's Day, and then I think honestly Mother's Day was the 11th, and I feel like our sales petered out around the 17th. Like that was the end of Peonies, and it was just such a short, fast and furious season. This year, looking at this year's records, we had a huge heat wave 2 weeks ago, and it brought color to so many of our buds. They were maturing so quickly. I was nervous that they were all gonna bloom like end of it, like that the peak would be like the first week of May, and Mother's Day this year is May 10th. So I was so nervous that we weren't even gonna have flowers for Mother's Day. And then after that heat wave for the week, it cooled off for the following 2 weeks. Like it's just been so chilly. I'm talking like mid 40s in the evening. Highs are like mid 50, 60 degrees. It's been super overcast. It's been really enjoyable to come out and play in, but my flowers, it's like they've been put on pause. They've been held in a refrigerator this entire time. So I keep thinking any day now, everything's just gonna blast open. That hasn't been the case. So it's been kind of a strange spring. I am hopeful that we still will have tons of blooms come Mother's Day. I think we're 12 days out from Mother's Day, so I think it's gonna be perfect timing. All right, we are just about down here to the stand out on the main road, Catharpin. This is just a reminder that we are a private residence and our farm is not open to the public. So if you plan on dropping by, please just send us a message first. We do not do tours, but if you have something that you really just need to like see or know about, please just reach out first. Yeah, we try to keep our property as private as we can. So I am going to take out the wide view. This is our farm stand. It says The Good Garden. So we went ahead and we hung a little bit of decor. We put a rug so people aren't tripping on our gravel this year. My mom is with Watercolor Habit, and she just recently retired, so she's doing tons of watercolor stuff. She's gonna offer blank greeting cards, Mother's Day greeting cards here for us, all hand-painted, watercolored, and then some beautiful bouquet pics to stick in the bouquet that you purchase. We have our chalkboard up, some more decor. We got a guest book that's not out right now with some pens and some freebie little trinkety things for you to take on your way with you. But yeah, we are so happy. I am so excited for you to come see the yellow stand. Come take your picture, post, tag. We want to see it everywhere. All right, I have shared a lot of big transformations with you this video. We've discussed the new farm stand, the new business name. I've showed you the new backfield peonies, the 650 peonies, we're gonna call it back there. I've showed you the current mature garden. that's growing. And I will just leave you with this, that it is April, and if you are a peony grower, or really so many different types of flowers, like I know tulips, ranunculus, anemones, pretty much anything that's blooming this time of year, that's when you're ordering it for next year. You're ordering it when it's blooming. So we just purchased 1,500 more peony plants to expand our backfield in. I think that will bring us in over 2,200 peonies when they all get planted out this fall. So next year we will have a light cut from the 650 that we planted last fall, and then 2 years from now we are going to have so many peonies, and I am so excited to share them with our community. Hopefully we expand outside of our roadside stand at that point, and we're really honing in on becoming a niche peony farm here in Spotsylvania, Virginia. So if you are ever in the area, please come leave us a note at the farm stand. Come check out our blooms if they're in season. We would love to share our peonies with you. All right, catch you next month on our next farm tour here at the Good Garden. Bye, flower friends.